I'm Don. It's late. I'm up. Hi. How are you, my friends? I am back. I am free from the tyranny of my self mandate to watch a bunch of Batman movies. So, tonight we're going to break it up. We do it something a little different. It's the full moon. You know, I love to do a good werewolf movie on the full moon. Problem is, not a lot of good werewolf movies, especially available on streaming. So, tonight we're going to go with Teen Wolf, the Michael J. Fox classic. Surprisingly, not a remake or in no way connected to I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Anyways, we'll talk about the history of werewolf movies and the history of Michael J. Fox and the history of 80s teen comedies and maybe have a little special appearance by a friend of the show. But let me start getting this ready. Hey, I see some of our friends are already in the chat here. Our friend Patrick is here, not Teen Owl. No, not this time. I didn't give a hoot. Sorry, that's I'm still starting off fresh here. Give me a break. Oh wow, that was loud. Our friend Jason is here. Nice to see you, Ginger Ninja. Ow. The teen werewolves of London, and his hair was perfect. Um, so yeah, tonight I'm going to be watching this one on MGM Plus, I believe it is, but I think it's also on Hulu or Tubi. I'm sorry, Tubi. But this one's kind of all over the place. So dig around, you can find Teen Wolf. I believe I own it on DVD, but I don't own it on Blu-ray or VHS. So it was one of those that it wasn't priced to own until later on in the game, and at that point there were so many other better ones to get on VHS. So let me get this ready to start. Hey, I see our friend Anthony Chabot is here. How are you, Don? I'm almost up to 2013 in memoirs and saw Ballerina was freaking awesome. Next up is How to Train Your Dragon. I would like to see Ballerina. I don't know much about the John Woo spinoff or John Wick spinoff thing that it is. I mean, I know that's what it is, but I figure I'll check it out at some point when it's streaming or whatever, you know. Brianna doing good. Good, good. Glad to hear it. So I'm gonna get ready and go ahead and start this midnight movie on the full moon. Might as well get it going. Ooh. So I'm at the Metro Golden Mayer starting logo where the lion is roaring. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and we'll get this bad boy going. I originally saw this in 1985 in the theater. Um, Later on, I think I watched it when it came out on VHS. I rented it. Um, And then, of course, it was a cable classic. And then they spun it off and made a Saturday morning cartoon series. And then later on, they made an MTV series, like an actual, like kind of gritty werewolf type deal instead of this silliness. There's also a sequel with Jason Bateman that's pretty heavily maligned. I don't know. We'll talk about it a little bit, I guess, later because we're starting with Teen Wolf. There it is, the opening title card. Bang. Um, I think the main thing most people remember about this movie is Styles' T-shirts and the Wolf Wagon, and um, the basketball stuff is so strange. We'll talk about that when it comes up too, and the fact that Francis from Pee Wee's Big Adventure is in this. Let me see here. Anthony says, I start my job training program July 10th, rumor date. Well, that will be awesome. I would like for that to happen for you. This movie was made, even though it's called Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox was 23 when it was made. Um, Family Ties wasn't quite a big hit yet, but Back to the Future was. So they had to squeeze this in before he had to go shoot the next season of Family Ties. And I guess because Back to the Future had become such a big hit that in some places like Italy, they changed the name of this to Future Boy, which this movie has nothing to do with it, time travel or anything, but it was like he's more known for being the DeLorean guy than a werewolf guy. Um, Still waiting on the anything to happen. It's just title cards, black with white letters, classic. And we start with some big white dot in the middle of the screen. Did something go wrong? Oh no, there it is. It's Michael J. Fox shooting free throws. Oh, thank God. Um, A lot of the basketball in this is super questionable. The rules fluctuate as need be for the game. In general, if one of the players turns into a werewolf, like they stop the game and people run out screaming. They don't just inbound the ball. Kelsey, did you know there's a TV show based off this film series? Yeah, I have never watched it. I'm actually intrigued by it. I like when they take comedic properties and make them into like more serious properties. Um, And but Teen Wolf came out around the same time as what was the Eli Roth thing, the one that was on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. Um, but yeah, we kind of got a dearth of bad werewolf stuff there, so I never got around to the Teen Wolf show on MTV. But I'd be interested in binging it sometime. There's Boof. I've never understood why that's her name. Everybody in this has questionable nicknames. Boof, Chubbs. This is classic '80s comedy, though. The lead hero has the adorable girl best friend, and if he would just realize that that's who he should be with, you idiot! Look how loyal she is. Hemlock Grove. Thank you, Jason. I knew the chat would know. The chat always knows. The unofficial co-host of the show always has got my back. Yeah, Hemlock Grove. That that also came out. What was it? True Blood was out around that same time, and then the Twilight series. So yeah, there was a bombardment of werewolf stuff there for a minute. I fell behind. Generally, werewolf movies are and shows I check out. Wow, this is very 80s. Girl's got the plastic go-go's glasses. My man's got feathered hair. Um, yeah, Jamie Hart's here, and she says she saw this in the theater. I had mentioned I saw this in the theater as well, Jamie. This is one of the ones we line up on. Um, yeah, I don't know why this one appealed to me as a kid. I really wanted to go see it. I remember. I think because it's PG and but it's still kind of teen, and I don't know. It'd be PG-13 now. There's a whole bunch of sex content or suggestive sex content, I guess. So here's where Michael almost wolfs out. He kind of growls at the guy. 71 to 12. Why are you even still in? And then he shoots the half court shot, and everybody gets excited that it might go in, but why would it matter? And it misses. So close. Apparently, Michael J. Fox is terrible at basketball, and just to learn how to dribble and like walk with the ball while dribbling and stuff was a real challenge for him. So a lot of the times you see him, especially when he's wolfed out, that's obviously a stunt man. But anyways, Jamie Hart, thank you for joining us. And my friend Mr. Bones is here. Hello, Bones. Bones, did you do a show tonight? Because that was one of the concerns I had about doing a weird show tonight. And I was like, well, it is the full moon. I'll see if he's on till like, before midnight or whatever. But I didn't see you. So I was curious what the deal was. My birthday is September 2nd. I'll be 42. Congratulations in advance in September 2nd. If I don't remember then, you be sure to rewatch this, please. There was also a cartoon series in the '80s too. It's on here. Yeah, I used to watch those on Saturday morning. That the problem is with being like an insomniac and having the sleep issues. Saturday morning cartoons were a bit of a bitch for me. Like if I didn't stay up all night to watch them, I generally wasn't up at like 9 or 10 a.m. to catch them. But yeah, I always dug the Teen Wolf cartoon. There's one of Styles' first T-shirts. Life sucks, then you die. And see, Chubbs is eating snacks at his locker because he's Chubbs, right? Oh, Mr. Bone says hi, Anthony. And we all say hi, Anthony. And I say hi to all 13 of you hanging out watching right now. Um, we're getting ready to shortly here. Mrs. Night Owl, my lovely better half, will be joining us to watch this movie. She's never seen it before. Right now, she's putting the baby to sleep. The baby needed a feeding and was being fussy. So I told her instead of just hanging out in the bedroom and waiting for me to be done with this, come join me and watch Teen Wolf. So we'll get fresh eyes opinion of what's going on here. Does Michael J. Fox blow dry his hair too much? We'll find out. Poor Michael J. Fox because he has Parkinson's. Yeah, he's one of those people that I don't know if anybody has got anything bad to say about Michael J. Fox. Like he's genuinely like sort of a nice guy all through his career. He's always never really rubbed anybody the wrong way. He was on what Spin City or whatever for a long time on TV, not to mention Family Ties and whatever. But I think of him as Doc Hollywood and Bright Lights, Big City, and of course Back to the Future. I love this coach here. This coach is the man. He kind of steals the show every time he pops up. His line of like 3 rules in life: uh, never play cards with a guy named after a city. Never, never date a woman who has a tattoo of a dagger on her, and always get 12 hours of sleep. So he's kind of a hero. Like, I think all that should be embroidered on a pillow somewhere. Spin City was heaps fun. You guys got Spin City down there too? I'm always amazed at the stuff that makes it to other countries. Jin Echo Zero is here. Cha, 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 cha. Welcome, Echo, my friend. Um, Anthony says he's ready for Superman and Fantastic Four. Yes, a big superhero resurgence coming here. Interesting to see if they'll be able to reboot this stuff or how that works. We about to meet Mrs. Owl. Oh, that's fun. There we go. There it is. Mr. Bone says we about to meet Mrs. Owl. LOL. All right. He's in Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Oh, he's one of the voices. I never saw that. I mean, I think I did, but it's one of those I didn't commit to memory. That was one of those that would play on cable. Um, Bright Lights, Big Titties, TCM2. Oh, I love Bright Lights, Big City. Joan Jett is in that. See, Jamie always brings us back to the good stuff. And she loves rock and roll. Frighteners is great. Yeah, I dig Frighteners as well. That's another one I saw in the theater. Jamie, see Frighteners in the theater? I bet she did. Um, yeah, Michael J. Fox is just one of those people. He's done consistently good work. He's genuinely kind of nice, and overall, he's not real offensive in any direction. He's a real good, like, everyman, even though he managed to look like he was a teenager for like 20 years. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. What, Bright Lights, Big City? That's one where Michael J. Fox, I think he gets like into coke or something. And then, but it's also he often gets confused with The Secret of My Success, where he's like sleeping with his boss to move up the corporate ladder. Great, it's great. Um, did you watch the TV show Arrow? Yeah, Anthony, let us know if you did. I only watched a little bit of Arrow. I heard it was very good, but then that whole like CW DC universe just blew up with the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, and then Supergirl came from CBS to over there, and I got overwhelmed. I was like, I will have to track these down sometime when I have a cold. I'll binge watch the Flash or Green Arrow or whatever. Hey, there's Mrs. Night Owl. She says she'll be here soon. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. I got space on the couch for you. I have a question. Was movies and TV shows easy to enjoy before social media? Totally. Because it was mostly word of mouth stuff. So there wasn't a lot of like social pressure of, well, here's what the current IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or what score or anything was. It was like basically, did you like it? Yeah, it was good. Or, hey, I got Teen Wolf first week at the video store, big pull. Everybody else wanted it, and I found it in the Dropbox or whatever. So movies were just much simpler then. Social media, then it became like, especially now where everything's politicized, where people want to be like, Teen Wolf's a misogynistic film or what. Like, I don't know, man. Leave me alone. Man. Just like dumb movies. So now here we see he works at the hardware store with his dad. And his dad kind of looks like uh, Shaggy Dog, the Tim Allen movie, or I don't know, what's the old one, Fred Murray. If Patrick's still here, he'll know. Um, But anyways, Kelsey, I don't know if you've joined us before. Thank you. It's nice having you here. I enjoy people who are participating in the chat. It always keeps things flowing. Casualties of War was a film he was great in, but so out of character. Yeah, I do remember him doing that. Because once again, he's such a like sympathetic everyman that him being thrown in this position, it's believable. He's not going to try to like get into a fist fight with a whole army squadron of dudes. Especially what isn't Sean Penn his opposite in that? Like, say he's got to stand up to Sean Penn. Oh, the one with Joan Jett is Light of Day. Okay, there you go. That makes sense. And yes, I saw Frighteners in the theater. That a girl, Jamie. You never let me down. How are you feeling, by the way? Are you doing better? I'm glad to see you. As soon as you popped up, I was happy to see you, Jamie. Uh, Patrick is here. He says hoot hoot. And Ginger Ninja says hoot hoot. And I watched the entire Arrow series and The Flash and most of the others. See, At one point, I mentioned this on another stream. At one point, there was so little superhero content that it was possible to see like all of it. And then by the time they started to get it into the whole Marvel DC competing cinematic universes and then them spreading to Netflix and then the TV shows and all of it, there's more superhero stuff than I'll ever get to in the rest of my life, unless I just devote like a year to superheroes. But I still try to keep up with the big stuff, obviously. So here we see what's her name, the girl who plays the love interest or whatever, the one Michael J. Fox has a crush on, not his best friend Boof, but Lorie Griffin as Pamela. Um, she was apparently Playmate of the Month and sometime like in 1982 or something. So that was one of the things that people like questioned about this movie. Like, could a Playboy Playmate play a high school girl? And then I guess she was in Real Genius, which came out like a year before this or something. So she had kind of been played up as sort of this like sexy sex pot type lady, but to have her as the lead in the high school play was a bit of a question. But like I said, what are you going to do? Michael J. Fox is 23. And the director of the play looks a lot like Carl Sagan. The name looks familiar. Did Mrs. L used to come on your chats before she was Mrs. L? Yes, she did. When she lived down here in Florida before I came to live this way with her, she would frequently pop in and keep us company, and sometimes over in the midnight hour in the Boneyard when we'd be over there. So be sure to go back and go through the entire catalog of the Boneyard of old watch-alongs where I'm on there, and that way you can look for Mrs. Owl. Uh, Cheetah says, Patrick says Arrowverse was a lot of fun. I'll be candid. I thought Oliver was kind of an asshole, and I felt like he lies to people too much. Yeah, I know that after a while, people thought that that Green Arrow show was kind of a Batman type show, and then later on, maybe Batman did show up in it. Uh, but yeah, the what? God, I can't think of that dude's name. They because he's always in wrestling, and he was in that show Heels about wrestling and stuff. Drawing a blank on it. Somebody in the chat will remind me. But yeah, he kind of got famous off that show. Can't hate on him. So we see Michael J. Fox as a bumbling boob. And here's Styles is going to buy some liquor. I try to at least talk about the movie occasionally. Style, what you got on this time, Styles? Oh, it just says obnoxious. But he does have those cool sunglasses. I had some in the 80s too, where they have like leather cover ups, like blinders on the side, so light doesn't come in and your glasses stay mirrored. Very welder. It's the bones. Sup, Cheetah? I see there's this film coming out that people think are going to bomb because of poor marketing. It makes me feel gay. Can we wait till after the movie's out? Oh, totally. About the modern era of social media. And well, people just need content. So a lot of times they'll try to introduce the idea that a movie's bad before, yeah, anybody's seen it. Or folks will take, like I say, their political ideas. Oh, the cast is all this. So therefore they're trying to make some statement or, all that. It's very annoying to me. I wish a lot of it was just simpler. Patrick, what happened to your IG? Yeah, Patrick. Uh, I've been trying to catch up on messages, and when I clicked on your thing, you were gone. They're all gone. So I was like, I was hoping okay. And then I saw tonight you were doing a show, and I was like, or was it last night? Whatever. My days and nights run together. But I saw you doing a show usually on the tube, and it made me wonder if what was going on with that. So feel free to explain yourself, young man. I have no idea. I think someone hacked me. Well, there you go. That was a quick response. Thank you for your patience and your courtesy. Feeling great, Don. Thanks. I really lucky to have no after effects after the stroke. Well, I'm glad that you're okay, Jamie. You're a favorite in the community and certainly a favorite on this channel. Patrick says he's going to try to get his IG fixed this week. If you've ever had your IG hacked, let me know in the comments or the chat. A bunch of people I know have. My cousin had like, I don't know, 4,000 followers on his history page for IG, and somebody hacked it at like a McDonald's Wi-Fi or something, and he lost it all. Nice house find Pat. Um, oh, Murray Carlton played a college student pretty well in Ghoulies 3. I thought so. You just disappeared. Okay, this is about Patrick. Patrick announced for a Vestron Blu-ray. Oh ho ho. I'm busted. 6 Criteria movies make me a boutique baller this week. Oh my God, you're back and I'm awake. Sarah's here. Yes, thank you, Sarah. I occasionally been doing shows off and on, but even more weird timing than usual. One time I did Batman Begins at like 6 in the afternoon on a Sunday. I'm like, who watches these things? So yeah, I'm back to my weird late night owling, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Stephen Amell, thank you. Yeah, he was all over WWE and then that Heels show, and then like he was one of those people I've never seen act, but somehow I'm familiar with all his work. Everybody's saying hi to Sarah. Uh, are you an animation fan or no? Yes and no. Not like I mean I've seen a ton of animation, but I wouldn't call myself deep hardcore because I have so many friends who are into um, what I call like Japanimation or anime or whatever. But so many of those folks are into the deep animation that I don't consider myself that. But yeah, I'll watch a good I'll watch a good cartoon. Um, Cinephile World Order. Hey, evening, Don. Hey, Sean. Nice to see you, buddy. I saw you were on late last night. I was like, oh shit, Sean's keeping the Don hours. Um, but thank you for joining. I was glad you're here, buddy. I actually want to do a public service announcement. Uh, Sean's channel got taken away by the YouTube fighting with them folks over copyright or whatever the heck it was. So he lost his channel, had to restart. But I was, because it's a similar avatar or it is the same avatar as his old channel, I didn't realize that when he was communicating with me, it was through a new channel. So if you're a fan of Cinephile Word Order or Sean in general, Sean Blue Digital, our buddy, if you're a fan of his, make sure you click on that and subscribe to his new page he's got going there because I think the confusion has cost him a lot of the growth that should be coming back there. Let's see here. They also clickbait rage bait for thumbnails for views. Yes, yes, the modern internet. Hey guys, hope you're all well. Teen Wolf rewatch scheduled for here too. Hey, primetime Mitch, my buddy Mitch. Nice to see you, friend. I was wondering how you doing. I haven't seen you in a while. I with me doing sporadic shows, I haven't had a chance to hang out with him. But Mitch needs to come on the show. Oh, here's the classic Michael J. Fox where his eyes turn red and he bullies the guy at the liquor store and he says, I want a keg of beer. Oh, sorry, I did it with I want a keg of beer. And his eyes turn all red. It's freaking awesome. I have no idea what happened. I think I got jacked. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you here. Late Night Owlin. I don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes or people's opinions on movies. I prefer to judge for myself, and I either like it or I don't. Yeah, that's what I try to adhere to. Sometimes public opinion, like to if you dislike something everybody else likes, you'll hear about it. Like, what's wrong with you? um, have Cheetah says he agrees. I kind of listen to reviews because I guess every film was good, and I want to know if it was really good, or do you think that wrong? No, I mean, obviously, that's part of the reason people like to have folks that they trust. That's one of the things I hope I provide here sometimes is if you're not familiar with a film and I tell you it, and you're like, oh, I like other stuff he's liked, or, at least most of the cool stuff that maybe you don't like it or not, but it's the good cult stuff people should check out. That's kind of how this one is. It's a weird, even though it's a comedy werewolf movie, it's got its own little cult status. It, became a cartoon, styles his t-shirts and everything. The Wolf Wagon. Was that you doing a handstand on top of Wild Styles Wolf Wagon? Yeah, streams are randomly more often now. Thanks, Don. Most people hate me. I appreciate the mention. Oh, Sean, you're good people. But we're buds. Maxwell King. Hey, Chief. Welcome, Maxwell. Nice to see you here. I appreciate you being here. And Wilkie, Corey's here. Welcome, Corey. Nice to see you, buddy. A lot of folks in here who aren't usually in here. Let me know your thoughts on Teen Wolf. Um, are you a fan of the MTV show or the whatever the spin-off show that's more gritty, or are you a fan of the cartoon show that's more awesome? So there, you drove by the pick and save. So Styles is surfing on top of the van. I don't know. It just seems like a quick stop and Styles is dead. I think that's the point. It's right up there with Death Proof. A keg of beer does sound good, right? I want a keg of beer. Who was a better werewolf, Michael J. Fox or Michael Landon? Ooh, that's a tough one. Was he the guy in the I Was a Teenage Werewolf? Um, apparently that and Werewolf High or something like that. Both did teen werewolves before this, but this was the third. So here, he's driving Styles around on the van, and Styles up there surfing and whatnot. And he looks in the rearview mirror and sees he's got the big, pointy Spock ears. So either he's becoming a hobbit, which is would be on brand for Michael J. Fox, or he's becoming a werewolf. I'm gonna go Michael J. Fox. Although Michael Landon kind of got a werewolf look about him. You know, he's got a strong hairline, strong jaw. If you told me Michael Landon was after me, I'd be scared. Folks love Corey. I agree with that. I'm venturing into live content myself soon, so I need all the practice I can get. Well, for sure, Mitch. Yeah, me and you've been overdue to watch something. So we will have to communicate on that, my friend. I want to hear an unpopular opinion. I don't like Wale that much. There's no voiceover work, which disappoints me. I just don't like it. Yeah, a lot of those shows, like, things that get popular, I don't necessarily always get around to, and I kind of wait to see what the public reaction is, and then certain stuff just I end up having to see it because so many people talk about it, say it's good. But in general, yeah, I just try to watch the stuff that I think I would like and ride out with it. Maxwell says, "How is everyone? I am well, Maxwell. Thank you for joining us. Folks in the chat seem to be doing well. I see our buddy Echo's here. Kelsey's new to the channel. She cool. She'd prefer a mimosa to the keg of beer. I don't blame you. Corey here. All this talks of kegs of beer making me thirsty. I sorry. I want a keg of beer." I think that works. I'm going to do that at a bar. Just walk up to the bartender, and when he's like, "What can I get you?" I want a keg of beer. Oh, here we are. Classic 1980s high school house party. These things are jumping. I think I went to one party that was like moderately adequate in high school. All the rest were just like five people in a basement. I like Boof. She seems nice. I mean, I kind of want to know how she got that nickname. But other than that, seems like a swell lady. I hope you don't mind if I talk about random stuff. Oh, feel free. Nobody's more random than me here on this channel. Holy crap. They got one, two, three, four, five kegs of beer for a high school party? Y'all are in trouble. Oh, and there's the classic movies will have you believe that you can put whipped cream on naked people and it stays on just fine. It's like, no, it melts off. And I mean, I would imagine that it doesn't work right. But yeah, 80s movies, I don't know what they're using, mayonnaise or whatever that is, but whipped cream does not stay frosty and thick like that long. And there's Francis from Pee Wee's Big Adventure as one of the best friends, Chubbs. I feel weird because he's such a jerk in Pee Wee's Big Adventure that when you see him and he's supposed to be like on our side now, I feel like there's a betrayal of some sort. Boof's a weird name. It's short for something. That's what I would think. But Boof was always a, slang for anal. MTV Teen Wolf show came out when I was in university. I watched the first three episodes. It was entirely too melodramatic for a show about werewolves. Yeah, I mean, I presumed because it was on MTV and at that time they were gearing it towards a younger audience is why I never got around to watching it. But I mean, people said it's good. I saw that. I knew he was working on something. It's too bad he didn't get to finish the Lynch project about old Hollywood. Yes, please. I agree, Ninja. Now I'm craving a beer. Only five? Will that be enough? Right? And I was wondering, like, if Michael J. Fox wasn't wolfed out yet, like, how did these little skinny high school kids lift it and stuff? I don't know. I got questions. Five kegs, that is not enough for a few bottles of whiskey and a pizza to go with those five kegs. Okay, so now Styles is, they're playing the Alone in the Closet game. Styles is setting up Michael J. Fox and Boof. Kegs. Do you say keg or keg? Originally in Finding Nemo, they were going to reveal the fate of Marlin's wife through flashbacks, but I decided to make him look too much like a worrywart and decided to give him the information up front. Hmm, that is good info. There's more animation that I watch. I see generally everything Pixar. Like, that's the type of animation I'm into. But some of the deep cut anime stuff that you got to, like, go on what's it called, Crunchyroll and all that stuff. I don't go that far with it. I know of one. I had a small voiceover, and it's called Queen of Hearts, a Twin Peaks fan film. Nice. I'm at work. Surely won't notice if I slip out for a beer or 5 kegs, right? I want a keg of beer. Um, yeah, so I, this, like I said, this happens in a lot of high school movies. My favorite best friend, girlfriend in these is in Some Kind of Wonderful. What's her name? Mary Stuart Masterson. Out of all of them, she's you fall in love with her in like 5 seconds. This one, Boof has to grow on you. She's a little, she's just sort of a background character until she makes her advances known. She does get jealous of old Playmate girl though. Jamie, I will definitely check it out. When was it released? Also, great job getting the voiceover. Yeah, I was just thinking I'd like to hear Jamie do voiceover on a Twin Peaks fan film. Not to say you're wrong, but you're judging the show based off the first 3 episodes. The first three are super great, but still trying to find their footing. Yeah, that's one of the problems with a lot of those series, especially stuff that starts off on cable and works its way out. Um, they take a while to find their footing because of like bulk releases. A lot of Netflix shows, they have a chance to be polished. They have 8 or 10 episodes in the can, and they can kind of grind things down and put stuff from other episodes in different episodes and make it all work better. So, what's her name? The Playmate, high school play girl. Her boyfriend's what, like 35? He's been to prison and stuff. Like, I don't know. Definitely an untrustworthy fellow. That's fair, Kelsey. But what's one of the option doesn't grab me right away, I tend to move on. Yeah, that's part of the problem. There's so much to watch now that if something doesn't get you up front, I tried to watch The Wire like 4 or 5 different times. Eventually, I got through it all, and I see why it's good, but it took so long. Like same with Mad Men. I've tried Mad Men 3 times. I've never gotten past like the first season. It's just too slow for me. I know it's going to be great if I can ever get into it, but too much other stuff to watch. I got Twisters to see. Has anybody seen Twisters? I haven't seen it yet. I'm due to. I'm friends with the director. What do you want to do? Here's a link. Okay, so there you go. You guys click that link and be sure to check out Jamie's. Actually, wait a minute. No, all right. I'll make sure I go through and change these moderators, get everybody set up. Roseblood, the Sawyer Massacre, a couple I have on my YouTube playlist. Oh, nice. Did you know the actor on Teen Wolf first was Kiss Mayo's house when they were on a show as a teenager, as a children? Huh, I didn't know that. Maybe seen Twin Peaks, might not understand what's going on if he hasn't. Haven't. The Sawyer Massacre wasn't bad. You come at your king, you best not miss. Omar, right? See, you get it. Uh, that show in general, it took so long to get going, but by the time it did, it became one of my favorites. Like the last 3 seasons, I was like hooked, but those first 2 or 3, I was like, oof, get on with it. It's got Powell in it. I'm skipping it. Also, I'll check it out soon. Waiting for the coffee to kick in. Currently 5:36 a.m. there. Ooh, boy. So here's where Michael J. Fox runs home from the party and he feels himself starting to wolf out. And it's kind of cool. He has a good wolf transformation. I think that's in all werewolf movies, that's the deal, right? Like, we're going to need to see your wolf transformation. Because even back in the 40s, they had that like dissolve thing. But by the time you get to like American Werewolf in London and The Howling, those are the prime wolf transformations. Now that there's CGI, pretty much anybody can, switch over. But here's with the bladders under the skin and the crazy eyebrows. And yeah, this is all straight Michael Jackson's Thriller. And it does this big thing where he freaks out and he can't believe he's a werewolf and his dad's at the door banging, son, what's going on? Let me in. And then he opens the door to reveal himself as a werewolf only to find his dad as a werewolf. And his dad don't look that much different as a werewolf than as he did as a regular dude. I haven't seen it. It sounds familiar. I'll have to Google it. Yeah, Twin Peaks was a very popular show. That was another one that I tried 2 or 3 times to start watching the original series run, and I just couldn't totally get into it. And then one time I caught a cold, and I was like, I'm gonna watch all these Twin Peaks. And then, yeah, after 4 or 5 episodes, I was pretty much hooked. I still haven't seen the most recent, whatever, the updated Twin Peaks that was on Showtime a few years back. which is probably like a decade now. So he's done with his wolf out transformation. I don't know what conditioner he uses, but it's fantastic. His hair has a body and shine, shine, shine. He looks a lot like Bill Walton, the old basketball player. And there's his dad. Yeah, his dad looks extra wolfy. He looks like a big furry puppy. He looks like the dog of the guy who lives upstairs on Fraggle Rock. I don't want to slap the crap out of him. He was such a slappable face. What did I miss? Oh, Glenn Powell. Best werewolf movie is The Werewolf Within. Really? Um, which one was Werewolf Within? This is very exciting. Werewolves Within. I just watched that today, actually. LOL. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I don't know if it was the best one. It was, I like that the plotting of it went well. I kept being like shocked, like, oh, that main girl's what's her name from the AT&T commercials or whatever. And but I enjoyed it. It's worth watching. That's the problem with werewolf movies. There aren't a lot of great ones. It's because of when I was born and the era I learned to love film in. When I was like 7 or 8 is when American Werewolf in London, The Howling, Wolfen, those all came out with like a year and a half of each other. And then Silver Bullet, Teen Wolf, um, Waxwork has a cool little werewolf part in it. In the Company of Wolves. So like I grew up in the heyday of werewolf movies. So I always think of werewolf movies as being good, but when I watch most of them, I'm like, this isn't a very good one. Even something like what's it, Bad Moon? That's an all right werewolf movie. Ginger Snaps is a good series of werewolf movies. I recommend those. They do pretty much what this does. This uses the person turning into a werewolf as like a sort of a metaphor for growing into adulthood, like coming of age. He gets all this hair in weird places, and suddenly he's like rawr with women and all that. And that's kind of the same with Ginger Snaps. They eventually grow into adulthood, and they use all that as the the vehicle for their storytelling. Michael J. Fox looking very young. Like I say, he was 23 when they made this, but he looks like a teenager. He has kind of that Gary Coleman thing where he was perpetually Ralph Macchio, perpetually just 20 years old, just stopped at that age. Let's see what we have here. Another unpopular opinion. I've never tried Columbo, and I don't want to. The old Peter Falk. I love me some Columbo. That was one that was on because obviously I'm a person who watches things late at night. Columbo was frequently on in the 11 p.m. midnight slot, so I've seen a bunch of the Columbos. Peter Falk in general, I just find to be a very charming, funny person. Uh, Very rarely when celebrities pass away does it actually affect me because I'm like, well, I didn't really know them. I just knew them through their work on the screen. But when Peter Falk died, I was like, oh, that hurts. Got to plug your merch down, sports channel, get some stuff. Thank you. Pinned to the top of the chat is a link to buy Night Owl Movie Talk merch. Get yourself t-shirt, coffee cup, blanket, huh? Lots of uses. But yeah, that's pinned to the top of the chat. Then usually I put them pinned to the top of the comment section upon the rewatch. So thank you for Sarah for helping pimp that out. This is a great time to like and subscribe and tell a friend, all that stuff. So I thank you for tolerating my merchandise, and I got to every little dollar helps. I got baby diapers to buy. Um, Tried watching the new Twin Peaks. I was so damn confused. I needed something to maybe expand my mind or something for it to make any sense. Yeah, I that's the problem with Twin Peaks. I don't know if it's better to be super high or on drugs or totally stone sober because you might blame the drugs on why you're not understanding it. And it's like no, it's all about mood and tone and how you feel while you're watching it, not so much the actual narrative. David Lynch is a very complicated film director, kind of amazing, obviously, but not for the every person walking around on the street. And there's Styles' famous T-shirt, the one that is most known. What are you looking at, Dick Nose? Or should I say Spork Nose? What are you looking at, Spork Nose? Um, Werewolf Inn was fun. Yeah, like I say, I watched it today because I was looking for something to watch for the full moon because I usually watch werewolf movies on it. The full moon is tonight at 2:11, so it looks like we're about an hour away or so. Uh, yeah, about an hour, hour and a half away from the full moon. So I was like trying to watch another werewolf movie, and I've heard that the Werewolves Within was good, so I wanted to watch it. It reminded me a lot of The Beast Must Die. It's a werewolf at a dinner party movie, and they use like who's the werewolf as a mystery device. You know, one of you is a werewolf. Who is it? And that's kind of how Werewolves Within was. But I enjoyed it. It was very comical and funny. I thought, what's her name? Lily from AT&T or whatever she is. She was good. In my video table, reviewing 10 fan films already picked out, but doing a follow-up video, so I'll definitely include your film. Nice. Maxwell King and Jamie rubbing elbows and making business connections. You need to have seen the first two seasons of the 90s of Fire Walk with Me, and even then it's difficult. Yeah, the Fire Walk with Me was one that I enjoyed right away when I saw it. Like I didn't need any help with that one because by the time I had seen enough of the show and enough David Lynch, I kind of got the tone of Fire Walk with Me, but I dug it. Um, The Company of Wolves is a unique one. Finally saw Bad Moon about a year ago. Enjoyed that one. Yeah, Bad Moon's it feels good. It's like well, feels good. It's like a '80s type thing, you know. The brother and the sister, and the brother comes and hangs out in like a camper in the backyard, and he apparently contracted werewolfism somewhere, and then there's the big werewolf fight at the end and all that. So I enjoyed that one. That's one when I was like just trying to catch up and find if there was a good werewolf movie. Um, Also, there's a super low budget one called Uncaged. If you can tolerate like stuff that looks like it may or may not have been shot on an iPhone, then yeah, that one's actually pretty good. Their werewolf transformation. Bleh. I hate when the mouth don't be mouthing. The werewolf transformation in that for like an ultra low budget movie was pretty damn impressive. Um, I've been meaning to watch Late Phases. I've never seen that one. Um, But otherwise, the werewolf stuff in Trick or Treat is excellent. So here, Michael J. Fox gets caught by the school principal or whatever, and he thinks he's werewolfed out, but he's not. So you know he's really he doesn't have control of this wolf out thing yet. This is a funny to me that it's PG because, like I say, there's so much like sexual content and you know other things going on in this, but that was kind of the part, you know, run of the mill back then before PG-13 really got up and running and became everywhere. So there's all sorts of stuff. Like every time I watch Poltergeist and it's PG, I'm like, I don't know, I just sit there in bewilderment. Jaws, PG. Yeah, there's Styles t-shirt. What are you looking at, Dick Nose? Oh, Styles. Dog Soldier is one of the best. I really enjoy Dog Soldiers as well. I've had arguments with people. Some people will say that's not a werewolf film, right? You're kind of pulling my chain if you're saying that's not a werewolf film. Um, but yeah, if you want if you don't want to argue semantics, then yeah, I say Dog Soldiers is one of the best because it's like what a great idea. Werewolf soldiers, you know, they got machine guns and stuff. It's awesome. So here's where he wolfs out and they go for a ride on a Styles wolf wagon. Is that you I saw doing a handstand on top of Styles wolf wagon? Jamie Hart says Ginger Snaps is amazing. Yeah, I enjoy Ginger Snaps a lot. I watched it for a different watch along on the channel, and very few watches on that one. Not a lot of people have seen that. Like when I looked it up on IMDb to see, you know, to get a lot of reviews, surprisingly, like I don't know, underappreciated film. Even though they made three of them, they're pretty darn good. Blood and Chocolate is an underrated werewolf movie. Haven't seen that one. I will definitely check that out. Um, I need to rewatch Howling, or sorry, yeah, The Howling and Wolfen. Uh, because, like I said, they came out around the same time, and in my mind, some parts of the other like crisscross overlap. So I would like to sit down and watch both of them. But those are like never on for free or on any of the streaming sites I have. They're always ones they want you to rent or buy, and I'm like, not doing it. Blood and chocolate. Suddenly now I'm thirsty and hungry. Right? I just don't like knowing the killer from the beginning, and I also don't know like each episode like an hour and 20 minutes. It seems way too long. Just keep it at 42 if you're gonna do cat and mouse. Yeah, I often complain about too long. That's part of the reason I chose this movie tonight. Is an hour and a half? Perfect. I'll take it. Um, what was it I was going to watch the other night? I was going to put on Beau is Afraid. You know, I liked uh, um, Midsummer and what's the other one I'm drawing a blank on? The one with the little girl and the pole. Um, uh, Jesus, drawing a blank. But anyways, that director, he did Beau is Afraid, and I was going to watch that. It's 3 hours long. It's like, what are you nuts? I don't care how good it is. Is it The Godfather? So yeah, stuff's too long nowadays for some reason. I don't know why. Orca the Killer Whale. Welcome, Maxwell. Yeah, no, I've never seen it, but my friend Mikey's Morgue, who would sometimes drop by this time of night and hang out with us, he actually enjoys Orca more than Jaws. So I've thought about sitting down and watching the two back to back and trying to see if Mikey has a valid point. I think I might have seen it before Jaws. There you go. Anyone watch the show Bitten? It was a Canadian werewolf show, and it actually wasn't that bad. They turned it into a wolves versus the classic standing on their hind legs, kind of a gray guy in a suit kind of wolf. Interesting. No, I'm not familiar with Bitten. Um, I don't know. The werewolf story, there was a show, I think it was called Werewolf, Wolfman, something like that. There was like a primetime, show on the 80s that was like ran for, I don't know, 2, 3 seasons. And it was about a werewolf. And it was basically the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk story. It's like this guy's a werewolf. He's traveling from town to town, hoping he don't wolf out. And then after he does, he has to move to a new town and start over. Hitchhike. Hereditary. Thank you, Sarah. I was going to say Heretic, and I'm like, no, that's that Hugh Grant one I watched recently. Um, what you guys think of it? I remember enjoying it. Also, random opinion, we were kind of doing horror. I don't think the Scream series would ever suffer if Sydney wasn't the main character. Plenty of other horror franchises shifted protagonists. No, I mean, I think the real star of Scream is A, Ghostface, and B, the sort of self-aware horror idea. Like, a horror movie that lives in a world where horror movies exist, so the people try to work around what they know about horror movies to not get caught in the traps. Like, uh, Bitten had Laura Vandervoot in it, right? Oh, yes, there it is. So here, Boof and Michael J. Fox have damn near the same coat on because it's the 1980s, and they have damn near the same haircut because it's the 1980s. I'm almost tempted to go see what's going on with Mrs. Night Owl. I know she was checking on that baby and she was going to come hang out with us, but I'm worried that the baby has fought her to a standstill. That baby, she's teething right now, so she's up all damn night. And I told her I was going to do a show tonight, and she said, "Okay, well, I'll probably just hang out in the room with the baby." And I said, "Well, if the baby falls asleep, come hang out with me." Styles has a purple members only jacket. Andy's wearing it with teal pants. You, sir, are a fashion icon. I swear the assistant coach of the basketball team looks like Jesse Eisenberg. It's not, but Jesse Eisenberg probably should sue him. Why do you guys always play like the same team? Didn't have a budget for another team. Uh, love Michael J. Fox and the Frighteners. Yeah, Frighteners is good stuff. That's what isn't that Del Toro? Um, that's like a fun kind of take on Ghostbusters type story. Them being more sleazy than wacky. Mrs. Night Owl entered the room. I actually haven't seen Teen Wolf in years, so thanks for putting this together, Don. No problem. Like I say, there's so few good werewolf movies that I was kind of bottom of the barrel, and I was like, let's watch Teen Wolf. It's classic. Oh, look what we got here. This is Mrs. Night Owl. This is Kayla. This is the microphone here. We'll put this a little closer to you so you can hear us both. How are you tonight?
Good.
You're good?
Yeah, the baby's being a monster.
The baby's being a monster. Okay. Let's see here. Sarah says, "Hello, Mrs. Night Owl. Oh, nice to see you." She's tired because, like I said, she was just in the other room wrestling the baby. So you'll have to forgive her if she's quiet for a few minutes.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Teen Wolf before?
No.
No, she's never seen Teen Wolf before. So we've got a Ginger Ninja says, "Hola, Mrs. Night Owl." Jamie Hart says, "Hello, Mrs. Night Owl." Corey says, "Hey there." So, like, you're an instant hit. You're, or should I say, good day? Yeah, friends from down under. Oh, so here you walked in at a classic scene. Michael J. Fox turns into a werewolf during the basketball game, and instead of everybody running out and screaming in terror, they just sort of restart the game. Like, no, just keep playing. It's fine.
I would have been the first one out of there.
Right? I like how he kind of dribbles away, like, what, y'all never seen a werewolf play basketball before? And he starts like crisscrossing between his legs. And then he kind of, yeah, he just sort of looks everybody over like, you guys look like you're ready to play basketball, huh? Let's play some. Oh, and I hear the baby. You want to host the show while I go take care of the baby? I'm thinking that's a no. I'm thinking that's a no. Sean says, "Hello, Mrs. Night Owl." Sloppy hand hearts for Mrs. Owl. Yeah, yeah. Nice to see you. By the way, yes, you can get your Sloppy Hand Hearts World Tour shirt available on the link above there at the Night Owl Movie Talk merch store. Hobbs Horror, Pumpkin King has arrived. Welcome, Hobbs. Nice to see you, buddy. Hobbs, this is my better half. Oh.
Hello.
Da Hobbs. The Teen Spooktacular, right? Sloppy Hand Hearts for show. So here, of course, Teen Wolf, he starts off passing, but then later on he becomes like a total Kobe. Like he ain't passing to nobody. And that's kind of the message of the movie. It's like, don't be a ball hog. Nobody likes a ball hog. Nobody likes a werewolf ball hog. As far as full body werewolf outfits go, do you think that's a good one or
Sure.
no, no.
Yeah,
Did
sure.
that appear to be goaltending to you?
To appear to be what?
In basketball, you're not allowed to swipe the ball up above from the basket. It wasn't a touchdown. Okay.
Okay, so it
Got
wasn't a
it.
touchdown.
It wasn't
Got
a
it.
touchdown.
Okay.
Got it. Once again, that also appears to be goaltending. And his rebounds, I don't know. He's clearly jumping off a trampoline for all of his stuff. Folks are saying hello. I will say this Teen Wolf TV show may not be like Emmy Award winner, but trust me, the intro is really good. Yeah, like I say, I check out most werewolf stuff at some point or another. So I'll eventually get to Hemlock Grove. I'll eventually be in Teen Wolf. I'm sure I'll check out whatever Bitten. I think I was just told to check out.
You're gonna watch Teen Wolf, the series?
Yeah, maybe. She doesn't believe it. She thinks I'm lying.
I don't see that happening.
She doesn't think I'm gonna watch it. Why not? What about it says no? Too
Too
teen-ish?
teeny. You
Too
don't like
teen?
movies like that.
Yeah, yeah. I feel weird watching stuff that I feel like is made for younger crowds.
I didn't even
Um,
watch it.
I don't think she speaks sports. Yeah, no, you don't.
No, I mean I know it was technically it would have been a slam dunk, not a touchdown. I knew that much, but I didn't know what you said.
So now, after one big basketball game, he's now the hit of the school. The popular girl wants to be his girlfriend. He's walks down the hallway, high fiving everybody. I like how he's walking through the school and someone just passes him a random basketball. I don't know if a werewolf went to your high school, would it be like a big event? Do you think? Like, have you guys seen the Werewolf Boy? Like,
I don't
or would you just you're nonplussed over the werewolf?
know.
Mm.
Maybe if it was a better looking werewolf.
Oh, you don't think he's an attractive werewolf?
No.
Some women are into that hairy look. It's very rugged, I suppose.
Sure.
The sunglasses. He looks a little 1970s rocker, but other than that, um, I watch cartoons for technically younger people, and I enjoy them. Yeah, that's why I said I often catch most of the like Pixar stuff because they try to make it. You know, the DreamWorks stuff. It's all supposed to be for kids and adults. A lot of the like heavy duty anime stuff that's for adults, not for kids at all. Um, because of us having kids, we end up seeing a lot of Camp Lake Bottom, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Muppet
That's the one that's
Babies.
still.
Muppet Babies is our personal favorite. Muppet Babies is good stuff. Another Saturday morning cartoon I used to watch alongside Teen Wolf. So there you can see Michael J. Fox makes a reverse layup. He's a good like 4 feet beneath the basket. Yet later on, he's like dunking and getting his face above the hoop. He's got werewolf hops. Uh, just as I'll say, here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Here comes the judge.
There you go. Okay, Mrs. Howell, although you do goaltending is, but I don't really speak sports either. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Uh,
I don't feel so bad now.
Odds from Buffy will forever be my favorite werewolf. Yeah, we were talking about it. Some of the best werewolf stuff is like segments. Like in one of the Waxwork movies, there's a whole segment with werewolves. And then there's the stuff in Trick or Treat, the one with Sam, that little section with the werewolves. But it's hard to tell a good like hour and a half, 2 hour werewolf story. Like I found Jack Nicholson's Wolf in the Benicio del Toro Wolfman. Did you see any of those?
I don't think so.
No. Uh, See, that's the beautiful thing. Miss Night Owl is forced to watch all the movies I want her to watch, so she has to go through and see.
Usually they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. So, what have you seen recently that you've liked that you would recommend? We saw last night. We watched Fight Club.
Fight Club was actually really good.
Fight Club was good.
I really enjoyed Fight Club, but
We
like I said, it kind of.
what about Apartment 7A? We watched the prequel to the Rosemary's Baby, the one with the girl from Ozark on it. We watched that one. What'd you think?
That was pretty good.
You
I
liked it?
enjoyed it.
You
Yeah.
thought Ruth did a good job?
Yeah, I thought she did a good job. Like I said when I saw it, it was weird to see her without that Ozark hair.
Yeah, it was not being Ruth. It was
Yeah,
weird.
but
Yeah.
yeah, she played good. I kept waiting for the accent though.
Yeah, yeah. I kept waiting for her to yell at somebody and chew somebody out. And we watched The Game with Michael Douglas. Did you like The Game?
It was all right.
It was all right. That means
It's
no,
all right.
you don't like The Game. So here, even though Michael J. Fox and Boof have started this little mini relationship, the actress girl, the Playmate, is going to step in and steal him away. Um, Muppet Babies was my shit when I was a kid, although I'm pretty sure it's a remake by now with a penguin character added. Yeah, we're not.
Yes, her name is Summer.
Yeah, I'm in between on Summer. I'm also I have explained to the kids that Summer is a fake character.
She's
Um,
not a fake character. She's an add-on.
okay, fair enough. But the Muppet Babies cartoon that's on Disney Plus is actually surprisingly very good. I've enjoyed many episodes.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely better than watching Mickey Mouse on rerun.
yeah, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse can get old real quick. So if you need something to watch with kids, I recommend the Muppet Babies. Camp Lake Bottom is
Camp
entertaining.
Lake Bottom was pretty good
It was
until
good.
it wasn't.
Now she's distracted because this high school girl, who is apparently 27 or 28, is going to seduce Michael J. Fox with her grown woman body and lingerie.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show. No, let's see here.
Well,
Nothing makes me happier than showing someone my favorite movies and having them enjoy them. Right? That's what I tell her. I try to space them out. Like I'm like, all right, we're gonna watch Big Lebowski tonight, and then we're gonna watch a few ones I haven't seen, and then we'll jump in with another one that I deem a classic. And she's usually pretty open.
Yeah, most of them are pretty good.
Oh, Mrs. Howell is now a Yankees fan. That's the "Here Comes the
Sure.
Judge" reference. Yeah. It's all about the game and how you play it. That's a different game, Bones. Mr. Night Owl, how's the family doing? Everyone okay? Yes, other than the hour it took Mrs. Night Owl to put the damn giant baby. That baby's so big, y'all. Man, every time we take her to the doctor's like, "This is a very big baby." We're like, "I know, right? Way too tall, just big giant monster. She's already standing, basically."
Yeah,
I might have to check out for the night. Hope you all have a great one. Thank you for hanging out, Corey. I appreciate you, buddy. Be sure to check out Wilkie's channel. Corey does lots of cool watch alongs and does a midday, like lunch break type thing where he watches a movie, a midday movie. So, yeah, Corey's cool people. I recommend you giving him a view and his channel a sub. Let me see here. Sarah now gets ready to show the human centipede. Yeah.
I hated that movie.
Yeah, I can't really trick her. See, that's the thing. She hasn't seen a bunch of these, but she's also very like
No, no, no. I've seen the Human Centipede. That
yeah.
was just straight out wrong. That movie was
Well,
horrible.
it had its scientific merits.
Yeah, right.
Our friend Ben Grimm is here. Gravity Falls is my favorite newish cartoons. Yeah,
Gravity Falls is kind of like Camp Lake Bottom.
Camp Lake Bottom and Falls. We actually Googled them to see when they came out to see if one was a ripoff of the other because they're very similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I recommend that. I've been told also by other people to check out Gravity Falls. That's just like your opinion, man. See, he Big Lebowski reference. My people, we stand strong.
That's the one where he just wanted his rug, right?
Yeah, he just
He
wanted
just
his
wanted his
rug.
rug
Just
replaced.
wanted his
That's
rug,
it.
man. It really tied the room together. Just the baby in the hit you head with a skillet.
With her bottle, not with a skillet.
Yeah. But my 7-year-old daughter, we bought eggs, and she's riding in the back seat, and she's like, "We got eggs," and she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do we have a skillet?" And she's like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "So you can hit Don in the head with it."
That was when we first moved in.
Yeah, I walked into that one.
Mm.
Let me see. Paraphrasing there. I think it's more ums and likes. Yeah, it's like your opinion, man. Mind if I do it, Jay? I'm just gonna go find a cash machine. That baby's so big, y'all, is the quote of the stream, right? I'm telling you, she thought about dragging her out here, but I didn't want to throw her shoulder out. Like the baby's just under what, 8 months? She'll be 8 months in like 10 days or something.
Yeah.
All right. So she's almost 8 months. But every time, like even the doctor sees her, it's like, oh, this is a very sturdy baby you got here.
Yeah, at the 6 month checkup, she was like, "Oh, that's a healthy baby."
Yeah. Where you guys
We
get
know she wanted to say that's Big Bertha right there.
and then people in stores will ask us, like, how old is she? Like thinking we're gonna say like 1.5, and it's like, oh, she's 7 months. And they're like, no, she couldn't be. Like, we're not aware. If anybody knows, it's us. Um, I have not. Uh. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm not around much anymore these days, but maybe one day again. Glad everyone's doing okay. Well, it was nice to have you here, Hobbs, the Pumpkin King. Glad to see you here. Zoinks! I always love a good Scooby Doo reference. Human Centipede Trilogy Marathon on Night Owl Movie Talk next week, right? Would you be down for sitting through all three Human Centipede movies?
There's three of them.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. The second one, well, they're all. I don't know what the third one's about. The second one's like adjacent. It's about a fan of the Human Centipede. I don't know. I think is it in black and white?
I don't know if I'll watch the first one again because that shit was horrible. It was horrific.
Oh, by the son of Clifford. I did not know that. Thank you, Kelsey. That's interesting. Hmm. I was unaware. Yeah, here's where the coach gives the good advice: the 12 hours of sleep, never play cards with a man named after a city, and never get involved with a woman with a tattoo of a dagger on her body. Michael J. Fox looking ripped. He's a very slight man. He's a slender fellow. So Styles traded in the van for a bread truck, and I think he paints Wolfwagon on the side. Styles is really he's like the early Entourage. Oh, the Wolfmobile. That's what it is. My bad. I called it a Wolfwagon. Sorry, Styles.
Close enough.
I didn't mean to demean your werewolf ride. Hobbs Horror, we missed on the show last night. If you know who I'm referring to, Jason and John Ritter. Oh, yeah, we love Jason, John Ritter. Wait, we haven't covered the petty on when we talk. I thought we did. No, I'm cool. Um, Sturdy, right? That's what I said. I was like, I feel like that's an insult, but it kind of applies. So here's where everybody's gone surfing, and Michael J. Fox is. Would you do that? Would you dance on top of a moving bread truck?
Sure. Why not?
No, you're foolish. You would
Yes,
not.
I would.
Would you do that or the thing from Death Proof first?
I would. I like roller coasters and stuff, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. What about a backflip on a moving bread truck?
My buck won't do that. I'll dance up there, but I'm not flipping.
Now he's doing a handstand all through town. Uh, the older I get, the more I need to gore and blood and guts. Too desensitized to it now. Yeah, that's. I've talked with her about that. When we watch a lot of horror, I usually space it out. Like we had a kick where we were watching a bunch of horror, like two or three horror movies in a row, and then we watched The Burbs.
Yeah.
Did you like The Burbs?
Burbs.
That was Tom Hanks, and the neighbors were
Yeah,
suspicious
that
and
was a good one too. It was funny.
it was silly and weird.
Yeah. That one guy that was always eating was great.
Gore is fine, ass to mouth, nah. Yeah, that's a damn human centipede. It scars you for life. I don't know a person who's seen it who hasn't been scarred for life by it.
Exactly.
I found a family video movie at the library today. Which one'd you find? There's a clerk two quote in there. Well, yeah, you never go ass to mouth. That's a given. I would never.
Hey.
Sorry, hon. You never go spork to spork. Okay, so there's a fun fact. Apparently, this movie takes place in Nebraska because they have like a Nebraska football calendar up. So that I was unaware that this was a Nebraska film. No? Okay. Somebody in Nebraska somewhere is gonna be like, "Oh, thank goodness, representing." Right, Ninja? Right. So we're at the 104 mark. Well, right at the 105 mark. So we've got roughly like 25 minutes left on the countdown. Of course, we're gonna have the big showdown where Michael J. Fox wins the big basketball game at the end, but he also has to learn the lesson that nobody likes a ball hog. Even Tusk made me nauseous. I can't do body horror. I enjoyed Tusk because it was so weird and out of there. And I enjoy Kevin Smith, so I was listening to the podcast where they developed that idea. So to see or hear, whatever, the idea be formulated and then eventually show up on the big screen was like a cool, interesting ride. But in general, Tusk is a weird ass movie. Did you watch Tusk with me? About the guy who gets turned into a walrus?
No.
No, you missed Tusk.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Uh, there's a really good bird movie called Birdemic Shock and Terror, a must see. Or my name is not Sir Echo von Cerro the 23rd. Uh, I, 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 I would have her watch Birdemic with me. In general, the times I've watched Birdemic, I laugh every time. But I don't know. Isn't there a Birdemic 2 actually? No. I see the Misfit shirts, but does she have a Misfit Owl shirt? No, I need to actually get her one. And we were talking about that the other day. It would go well with her collection.
Yeah, would.
Between hers and what she hijacks of mine, she has all the Misfit shirts. Oh,
My shirts are my shirts. Your shirts are our shirts.
that is how it works.
Exactly.
So who do you think's a better couple? Michael J. Fox and the brown-haired girl, Boof, or and she's named after the purple guy in Home, Boov. Is that what they're
Boo.
called? Yeah,
Yeah,
Boof.
the boobs.
Um, the do you like him better with her, or do you like him better with the play lady, the blonde hair, who's like always reading her script and stuff? The lingerie lady with the adult body.
Um, I feel like it should be her.
Yeah, right. She's got a cute next door girl next door quality to her. It'd be nice if those two kids could work it out. She clearly has a thing for him. Ben Grimm says Team Boof, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Team
agree.
Boof. There's three Birdemic movies, and the word is James Nguyen is trying to make a fourth one. Yeah, I saw the first one because people told me, you got to see this terrible movie, and then of course it was amazingly awesome. And then I watched the second one to see could it possibly be as bad as the first one, and yeah, pretty much. It's 2 a.m. here, so I'm calling it a night. Nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us, Sarah. It's always cool when you can be here. Like I mentioned, Sarah's usually not able to make these late watch alongs, so it's always a pleasure when she's here. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good evening.
Here's the part where he's getting ready for prom and he blow dries his face. Sometimes I think of that, like when I got out of the shower and I have to blow dry my beard or whatever. I think of Teen Wolf with like a dog riding with his head out of the window of the car.
Right.
You can see that
Totally.
totally. It makes perfect sense.
Hmm. For sure.
I'm going to bed. Nice to seeing you too. Thank you, Kelsey. It was nice to have you here. Like I say, I appreciate you dropping by. Come by anytime. Night, Jamie. I might stop by again. Please do, Kelsey. Like I said, I enjoy talking about stuff with you. You got good opinions. Got to give it to James DeWin. He can't make good movies, but he doesn't let that stop him, right? It's the old Neil Breen philosophy. It's like, look, yeah, I'm bad at this, but I keep doing it. Her Mrs. Night Owl joining us tonight was actually pure accident. I had thought about doing a stream with her sometime and let her pick a movie she would enjoy more. And tonight, rather than her hang out with the little monster baby alone, I decided if she falls asleep, please come join us and hang out and class up the joint a little bit. So
Fine.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I don't know about the one blonde girl's boyfriend. He looks too old to be in a school function. Like, is there a date?
That one there.
Yeah, like there's got to be an age cutoff of how long. Like you can't be someone's prom date if you're 40. That seems unreasonable. Like somebody at the door should stop you. Oh, look, he does the werewolf dance. And he's got the same tuxedo basically as Staying Alive.
As Davina would say, stay in the light.
Yeah, Staying Delight. My daughter sings Staying Alive, but she sings Staying Delight. Although one time I did hear her say Stay in a Line.
Yeah.
I've heard that one too. Stay in a line, stay in a line.
Kids always make the best remixes.
Yeah, they do. So, of course, here's prom, and this is kind of right into the start of the third act where we see that Teen Wolf finally gets his priorities together. He's learning he can't just be a jerk, even though I try every single day. And there's a weird backstory here where, like, the principal of the school apparently used to have a relationship with Michael J. Fox's mom, and then later on, the guy who's the boyfriend who looks like he's 40 says that he shot Michael J. Fox's mother when she was stealing chickens from his backyard. And if the principal knows Michael J. Fox's dad is a werewolf, why does he hassle Michael J. Fox so much? Because he's a werewolf. You know what I mean? Like, so there's questionable plot points in this, but it's a tremendous story of triumph and tragedy and overcoming being a werewolf. Nothing. I was just thinking it was nice for people to get a look in at how most of these movies I watch get
Oh,
watched, with you hanging on my arm and us
mm,
us talking about them.
it is weird watching a movie out here, though.
Yeah, she's encouraged me before to do the show while we're laying in bed watching it, and after she falls asleep. So there's just like a corpse laying next to me the entire time I'm doing the show, trying to whisper to not wake up the baby. So there, he's all wolfed out, and him and Boof step outside to fool around, and then he comes back and he's back to Michael J. Fox. I don't know what that means. Is that like a? I don't know. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. He just walks up and hits him. That's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The bad guy in this, he's got usual 1980s werewolf douchebag or like douchebag vibes. He looks like he could be selling stocks on Wall Street in a movie. And there's the part where he cuts up his tuxedo or his prom outfit, and then old girl's like, "You animal!" Now being a werewolf ain't so cool, huh? Everybody thinks you got anger issues, because you do.
He was provoked.
He was provoked. You're right, but I don't know. See, he's got to grow into. He needs to learn to be a man, a little bit of maturity. As Spider-Man was told, with great power becomes great responsibility. That's a hell of a sport coat on the principal. Nice jacket. Who shot the couch? You poor thing. See the stuff she has to live with all day, every day? Yeah, Michael J. Fox looks a lot like the Bee Gees in that with the white suit coat on and the black shirt. And then here's where Michael J. Fox's dad shows up. That's another thing. I keep calling him Michael J. Fox. What is his name in the movie? It's Scott. Um, when they released this movie in Italy or Brazil, I think it was in Brazil, they changed his name to Marty because Back to the Future was such a big hit. They were like, anything we can do to try to connect this movie to that movie. I was explaining to her she's never seen Valley Girl, but this is apparently made because Valley Girl was such a big hit. Like they wanted a big, you're not familiar with Valley Girl? Nicolas Cage and no, Deborah, what's her name?
Deborah, what's her name?
Deborah, what's her name? Apparently, Valley Girl was such a big hit that MGM wanted a like high school comedy, a little bit of risque romance stuff and kids partying and underage drinking and all that. They wanted a movie like that. So, of course, this werewolf movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
No, you haven't seen it.
Oh, wait, maybe I have.
Valley Girl with Nicolas Cage. Everybody's like, oh my God, for sure. Like that whole thing.
Yeah, I
Frank
have
Zappa.
seen it.
Deborah Foreman. Ginger knows.
Yeah, I've seen it because I recognize her.
That's that's Alicia Silverstone in Clueless.
Oh, then no, I haven't.
Google almost messed us up there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Deborah Foreman. Yeah, she was one of those '80s movies stars where it's like, just put her on there. She's pretty, but not so much with the longevity of the career. Do you know who Carl Sagan is? Famous astronomer from the
Nah.
'70s. This guy looks just like him. He's got like a very smug turtleneck vibe to him, like Steve Jobs with better hair. Also in Waxworks. It brings it full circle, Ginger. You get it. Styles right away smartly marketing the werewolf stuff, selling t-shirts, bumper stickers. If you turned into a werewolf and I decided to make that as like a marketing opportunity, would you be pissed or would you be like, good move, smart? Or
Smart.
Really? All right. Kayla is a werewolf t-shirts will be available on the t-shirt store. Be sure to check it out. Peace out. All right, Patrick. Nice seeing you, buddy. I hope you get that Instagram thing figured out so I can catch up on my back messages. Otherwise, start a new one and send me new messages. Have a good one, buddy. Say hi to the cheetah for me.
Why do I have to be the wolf?
Well, because it seemed good point. That's fair.
So if
So
it
if
was
I
the other
was
way
werewolf,
around, how would you say
would I be upset if if you tried to merchandise my werewolf affliction? I'd probably be cool with it.
it? Yeah.
If it was somebody outside of us, like if some other person, like I don't know, like Styles. How close is Styles? Does he, did he cut Michael J. Fox in? Did he get licensing rights? I got questions. And what about you, Boof? I suppose you stood by while Styles just took Scott's name, image, and likeness. He's selling Wolf Fever bumper stickers. So here we are playing the same team. They've had like 4 basketball games this movie. They've played 2 teams. And of course, the 40-year-old dude, the boyfriend of what's her name, is on the other team. Watch when they show him his chest hair. He looks like a werewolf more than Michael J. Fox does. Sorry for being quiet. We are mesmerized by the magical wonder that is Teen Wolf. And this is the dramatic moment. He shows up, and they're all expecting him to be the wolf because if he was the wolf, they'll win. But he shows up just as regular old boring Scott. And then people will encourage him to be the wolf, even though that's not how they want to win. But he'll show them that teamwork is better than having a Kobe Bryant as werewolf on your team. See, look at him. No way he's in high school. Bringing chest hair back. This dude is. Yeah, see? I understand there. This is where, yeah, one of the players shows up late for the game, and then they just go ahead and restart the game. They just have a jump ball and everything. It's like that's not how that works. I'll explain basketball to you later. It's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'll be ready for that lesson.
Also, she's here for the very end, which is important because I discussed with her about how some of the extras here in the back. Apparently, there's a rogue peen? Is that what the we got
Rogue
a
peen.
rogue peen? A spork in the wild. Supposedly, one of the extras flashes his junk during the big scene at the end while the people in the crowd are filing out. I've never noticed it. I've never even really looked for it. I've only heard rumors of it. It's like the hanging body in Wizard of Oz or the ghost in the shower in Three Men and a Baby. It's a phantom dong. Phantom dong. I bet that's on Tubi right now. I bet Phantom Dong is on Tubi for sure.
I can look it up if you want.
Is Phantom Dong a thing? And then you'll get some medical condition. Phantom Dong is experienced by 1 out of every 64 men.
Take Ebglyss.
Yeah, take Ebglyss for Phantom Dong. I'm a hanging Chad, right? That's a classic one. Do you know what a hanging Chad is?
No.
Like when you punch a ballot, like the little piece of paper that goes through and you punch a circle in it, that thing's called a Chad. And sometimes when votes go through, there's a hanging Chad and it messes up the vote. But it sounds dirty, doesn't it?
It
Like a
does.
hanging Chad.
That's so weird.
Mm. I'm on my work laptop. I'm not looking that up, right? Again. Phantom Dome.
Our search history is pretty weird.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
Weird things sometimes.
Yeah, I'm surprised the government hasn't kicked down our door for some of the things we've looked up to see.
Yeah.
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 Oh, there, Francis sets a really hard screen on the 40-year-old bad guy. Beavers versus dragons. Classic battle. Be sure to let me know in the chat or the comments if any of you have seen the Phantom Dong, the aforementioned Phantom Peen. Florida known for hanging chads. Right on. That is Florida's known for that. That's where I learned of it.
Hmm.
So they're down 21 points with 6 minutes left. No werewolf, and somehow they're going to come back. I'm calling BS. But they got the power of Boof. Team Boof. You guys are down 23 points? Oh, good block shot. Now they're going to run the full court break. And the guy that we haven't had any lines all movie and we know nothing about gets a layup. Good for him. And now the 40-year-old brings it up. Kills his dribble across half court. One of the worst things you can do. Oh, and he gets caught in a clothesline. Man, Michael J. Fox is terrible at basketball. Did you see that shot? Wow. He bad. He very bad. The Phantom Dong, is that the sequel to The Invisible Maniac? Um, yeah. It depends on how excited the Phantom Dong is, I would imagine. So, look, he's dribbling. Oh, behind the back bounce pass. That a boy, Michael J. Fox. This is like the end of Above the Rim. By the way, a watch along party for Above the Rim is available in the back catalog on Night Owl Movie Talk. Feel free to explore that whole back catalog and find some other movie you like besides Teen Wolf. There are plenty there. Some of which the lovely Miss Kayla will pop up in the chat. Look at the big hook shot. Oh, there's the big feel good moment. It's cut together montage style. You're missing out on the music. It's got the real 80s soundtrack playing in the background. This is the regional championship game. This dude is a straight thug. Throw him out. Actually, why is Francis out there? If he's not ready to play enforcer role, Francis, go hit somebody. Yeah, that is terrible. What's my top three basketball movies? That's a tough one because there's another one. Because I played hoops growing up, I've seen like all of them. Um, I enjoy, I'll say, Above the Rim. I hate to say Hoosiers and be predictable. And then maybe The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. No, White Men Can't Jump. I'll go White Men Can't Jump, Hoosiers, and um, Above the Rim. Those are probably the three best. Too much street ball in there. I was trying to think of one besides Hoosiers that actually Blue Chips is pretty good. Blue Chips is a little bit more about coaching than playing, but anytime Shaq and Penny can act together. What's your favorite hoops movie? Chat, especially Ben Grimm. So they have cut this 23-point deficit to 7. They've got it down to 3. I don't know how they made a 4-point shot. Michael J. Fox, don't be messing around. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh's classic. That's got Dr. J in it. Uh, Slam Dunk Ernest at the top, of course. Yeah, yeah. Slam Dunk Ernest is a classic. That one's got Kareem in it. There's a weird one I've told people about before called Game Day with Richard Lewis as a head coach of like a community college basketball team. But it's like this crazy, almost like Coen Brothers movie. It's got all this, like the coach spends all day doing drugs before he coaches the big game. So now a fight almost breaks out. And at the final second of the game, Michael J. Fox gets fouled and has to go shoot 2 free throws to win the game. And for some reason, the main bad guy gets to stand underneath the hoop and like try to distract Michael J. Fox. Like that's not part of the rules. Air Bud, White Man Can't Jump. Yeah, White Man Can't Jump is classic. You think Michael J. Fox could take that guy in a fight if he wasn't a werewolf?
Who, him?
Yeah, the little guy.
No.
You think he could take him?
Honestly, I don't know, because that guy looks like a punk too.
Yeah, he's kind of he's got a slappable face.
Yeah.
The air up there, a lot of people don't like. They call it racist because of the whole Africa thing. But the air up there is kind of dope. There's some good dunks in there, and the whole thing with Kevin Bacon being like a injured player who becomes a coach. All that stuff's good. So there's one free throw. All right, I think we're on Dong Watch now, somewhere around here. There you go. You got this. Just looking for stray peen. Go all the way to state. Come on, dragons, pound those beavers. I'm cheering sports.
Yeah.
I do like this though, where the bad guy stares him down, and then there's this dramatic moment, like as if there's any chance in hell he would miss this shot. But then when it goes through, the bad guy does like the eyes closed in defeat. Like he really gets his comeuppance. Oh, and of course the ball always has to bounce around on the rim. That's a basketball rule. Look at the defeat on his bitch ass punk face. Yep.
Bitch ass punk.
Uh-huh. There's the satisfaction in seeing that guy disappointed. All right, we're looking for Dong. We're looking for
Oh,
Dong. I don't see any wieners yet. There's one. No, no, up there. Up there. No. Anything? Do I see a Dong? Am I looking for a stray wiener? So yeah, here's the part. Yeah, I think was that the guy? No, that's not. I'm just out here now. Phantom Dongs. Scared. Is it this shot? No.
no.
Every shot, priceless treasure. I like when yeah, old blonde girl's gonna try to like go to him and be like, "Let's get back together because you're popular and famous," and then he like pushes her out of the way to get to Boof. He's like, "Hey, how you doing, girl? Excuse me, get the hell out of the way. I gotta go to Boof. Come on, babe. I gotta get my prostate checked."
Found a dog.
Ah,
I'm joking.
you scared me.
As soon as you look away.
You look
Oh,
like his pants
shit!
are open. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw it. Holy shit. Yeah, yeah. There it was. It flopped and everything. Yeah. Wow. Uh, Found the dong. Wow. Yeah, I didn't really think I would find the dong. What's this weird like slow-mo stutter at the end? Because the credits are going normal speed, but then like all this is like double and super triple imposed. I don't know. I'm shaking up. I saw a ghost penis that I didn't think existed until now. I feel like I've seen the Loch Ness monster. It really does exist. Love and Basketball, where they play a game for the girl's heart. That's how actually how we got together.
Basketball?
Yeah, yeah. I beat you at horse. Pig? No,
No.
no. Okay. I won her heart with my charming knowledge of bad movies.
Actually, he needed lotion
I did lean
for
lotion.
his shoulders.
That was a classic move.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Excuse me, my shoulders could use a little lotion. Could you hook those up for me? And she looked at me. She's like, "Are you serious?"
I was like, can't tell if you're serious if you're just flexing.
Mm, trying to. Well, anyways, that has been the classic 1985 teen comedy Teen Wolf, starring beloved Michael J. Marty McFly Fox. This has been the lovely Night Owl, Mrs. Night Owl movie talk. Kayla, got any words of wisdom to say to anybody?
Sorry I came at the end.
Okay. Well, you're more than welcome to join us some other time, and you had a lovely vibe to the show, so you will definitely have to be back, and hopefully you all will be back too. I'm stealing that shoulder line, right? That's what I'm saying. It worked. It's like, hey,
It
it's a little dry. I'm like, it's a
totally works.
sunburnt.
You know, just do the whole
Uh-huh.
any lotion.
Oh, you got any lotion? But yeah, since it is late and this poor woman has stayed up with me to watch another weird movie, look at what the screen's doing now. It's like blurred and I don't know what's going on. Is that the dong again? I don't want to see a blurry version of that thing. Jesus. Anyways, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you for joining us and our screaming baby in the other room and occasionally. And I hope all of you have a wonderful night and wishing you green grass and high tides forever. Adios, amigos. Have a good night.